Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my college football round 1 predictions between the Clemson Tigers and the Texas Longhorns. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report of Texas. Now, that starts with defensive back Derek Williams with a lower body injury, running back Belton Gardner with an eye injury, quarterback Trey Owens with a lower body injury, running back Christian Clark with an Achilles injury, and CJ Baxter, running back with a knee injury, all out for this game. Then moving on to wide receiver Isaiah Bond with a ankle injury, he is doubtful for the game, and offensive lineman Kelvin Banks with an ankle injury as well, but he is questionable for the game. Now, when it comes down to it, I think that Bond and Banks will both be out for this game. I think they will be replaced, and this is more of a offensive injuries. Obviously, Trey Owens isn't the starter, let alone the backup. He's a third stringer, so it's almost irrelevant whether he plays or not because it's either going to be Arch Manning or Quinn Ewers. In the end, it really all comes down to how good this offense will be without 3 of their running backs. And obviously, if Bond and Banks don't play, without one of their star receivers and one of their offensive linemen that might fit into the starting lineup, but might also not. Now, moving on to the offense of Texas, we got quarterback Quinn Ewers, running back Travion Wisner, wide receivers Isaiah Bond, Matthew Golden, and DeAndre Moore Jr., but obviously if Bond cannot go, Ryan Wingo will take over. Then we get tight end Gunnar Helm, left tackle Kelvin Banks Jr., and if he cannot go, Trevor Gooseby will take over. Left guard, we got Hayden Connor. Center, we got Jake Mayers. And then we also got right guard DJ Campbell and Cameron Williams at right tackle. Now, when it comes down to it, I think this offense will rely more on the run game. I don't think Quinn Ewers is the same quarterback he has been in the past. Honestly, this has been one of his worst seasons in college football, at the least that I can remember. But yeah, it's more or less they're going to have to rely on the run game. Otherwise, you might want to start Arch Manning for this game because realistically, you want to win. And I don't think Quinn Ewers is the type of quarterback to win you these games anymore. So I'm thinking that they're going to rely on the run game, over 100 yards for Wisner. And probably, depending on how good the offensive line is, maybe if Quinn Ewers has the time, he'll throw a few deep passes for some good, well, I'm going to say good passes downfield because honestly, I think that downfield passes are one of the things that Quinn Ewers will struggle with. Now, let's move on to the defense of Texas, starting with defensive ends Barron Sorrell and Vernon Broughton. And then we get defensive tackle Alfred Collins, and nose tackle Bill Norton. Strong side linebacker Trey Moore, middle linebacker Anthony Hill, and weak side linebacker David Benda. And then we have corners J.D. Barron and Malik Muhammad with Jalen Bilibu, I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay, at nickelback. And then we get free safety Michael Taffy and strong safety Andrew Mukuba. Now, when it comes down to the Texas defense, they're going to have a very good game against the Clemson offense. Even though Cade Klubnik is a very good quarterback, I think that he's going to struggle with some middle-range passes, so he's going to have to cut it short for a little bit, maybe hand it off to your running back. In the end, it's really all going to come down to how good those linemen can be in stopping the run and how good of the defensive backfield, the secondary, how good will it be against the receiving core of Clemson? And I think they'll be doing an all right job. Now, moving on to the Clemson injury report, we start off with running back Jay Haynes with a knee injury, linebacker Kobe McLeod with a knee injury, and offensive lineman Trent Howard with a knee injury. Wide receiver Troy Salato with a thumb injury, offensive lineman Elijah Thorman with an ankle injury, Colin Slater, offensive lineman with a foot injury, and place kicker Quinn Kastner with a leg injury. Now, when it comes down to these players, will be out for the game. And we also get wide receiver Tyler Brown with an ankle injury. He is questionable for the game. Now, I believe that Brown will indeed play, but honestly, losing 3 offensive linemen, that is going to hurt the Clemson Tigers heavily in this game, and specifically on defense and protecting the quarterback. But I think that if Cade can actually run out of the pocket a few times, maybe he'll have a chance. But losing Trent Howard, one of your best offensive linemen, I think that honestly is going to be a very big hole. Also losing Jay Haynes and having that backfield be shrunk. Now that's going to also hurt them as well. And losing potentially 2 receivers as well. This is just a heavily injured offense for the Clemson Tigers. But even so, I think that even though they have a heavily injured offense, they'll do an okay job, just not on the offensive line. Now, moving on to the offense of the Clemson Tigers, we got quarterback Cade Klubnik, running back Phil Maffa, and we got wide receiver Antonio Williams, TJ Moore, and Mason Kelly. Then we get tight end Jake Bringstool, I think that's how you say it. Left tackle Tristan Light, left guard Colin Sadler, and center Ryan Lindbicum. I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay. Then we get right guard Walker Parks and Blake Miller at right tackle. Now this offense is going to have a horrific offensive line, but I trust Cade Klubnik to make some throws, some difficult throws, and some throws on the run. So I really have no expectations for this offensive line, really, other than you're going to get crushed. While for Cade Klubnik, you better hope your legs are ready because you're going to be running around all day. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be a tough game for, honestly, both teams. But for the Clemson offense, at least the offensive line, it's going to be a horrific game for them. Now, moving on to the defense of the Clemson Tigers, we got defensive end TJ Parker and Peter Woods, defensive tackle DeMonte Capehart and Peyton Page, weak side linebacker Barrett Carter, and middle linebacker Wade Woodaz. Cornerback Avion Terrell, Jaden Lucas as well, and nickelback Khalil Barnes. Free safety RJ Mickens and Kylan Griffin at strong safety. Now when it comes down to it, this defense is going to have a sort of okay time against the Texas offense. Honestly, both teams are heavily injured on their offenses. But what I think is going to happen is that Quinn Ewers is going to make a few mistakes. And honestly, this pass rush might do it for him. And honestly, Cade Klubnik is not not Cade Klubnik. Quinn Ewers is not the same quarterback that he was. I've said this before. So yeah, realistically, I'm thinking that the Texas Longhorns quarterback is probably going to get replaced during this game at one point or another. But honestly, it could also be that doesn't happen, and the Texas Longhorns go on to win the game. But it really all comes down to how the offense of the Texas Longhorn does against the Clemson defense. Now, in conclusion, I have the Texas Longhorns losing to the Clemson Tigers 23-22. I think it's going to be a missed extra point a blocked extra point that wins it for Clemson. I think they're going to block it. They're going to give this a big win for the Clemson Tigers. They advance the next round, and yeah, I don't see much coming for Quinn Ewers. He's probably going to drop the second round in the NFL draft this season unless he returns, which in that case, he might actually have to transfer out of Texas because it's Arch Manning from that point forward. So realistically, yeah, Clemson wins. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think's going to win and who do you think's going to lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.